Yo, what is going on, y'all? I'm Cavell Anderson, and we are back with another Veve and Ecomi video, man. In this one, we're going to be going over something that's actually pretty funny. I saw this and I started dying laughing because it's absolutely hilarious. Hey, which one of y'all let y'all granddaddy loose on the internet, bro? Like, so somebody out here, somebody out here going crazy right now. It said this $400 Spiderman NFT looks like a PS2 cutscene. From this title alone, I already knew this was going to be comedic gold. But this is from Kotaku. I've actually seen articles from this before. I've seen articles from this publication before. So when I saw this, I instantly knew, like, oh, so it has a big hater, a big hater. So yeah, man, we're going to be checking this out. But basically, it looks like it's coming from like an old head experience, like somebody that's completely out of touch with reality and what's going on. But to be fair, crypto is new. If crypto is very complicated to understand as well, because what people don't understand, what I was telling somebody on Twitter just like yesterday, I think, it's like you all are saying the same arguments and the same thing that we all was just saying. You think that we didn't come out here with these same arguments? Like, do they think that us crypto people just jumped on board doing no research or no due diligence? No, we're actually the ones who did research and due diligence. Like, we were the same ones saying, I could just screenshot that. Like, why wouldn't I just screenshot that? And then we actually learned, oh, it's not the same. This is why it's not the same. We learned about the technologies behind it and stuff like that. So it's just about education. This is like, I'm going to tell y'all in advance, this is one of them articles where it's like, Amazon? What we need an Amazon for? Walk your ass up there to that store. It's a whole mini mall up there. Go get whatever you need. Like, what we need an Amazon for? Like, this is one of those articles right here. So, I mean, that being said, it actually is pretty entertaining. I read the first few lines and I was gone. It took me out. Really? Come on now. I guess they ain't that out of touch. They can still ask for emails like I'm gonna give it to you. Get out of here, buddy. But yeah, man. Let's jump into it though. So, let me see. He says, by August 2021, it's clear that the entire concept of non-fungible tokens is an enormous pump and dump scam. But that's not stopping Disney and Marvel, who over the weekend released the dumbest, funniest piece of Spider-Man trash imaginable and watched people lining up around the block to pay real money for it. So what's interesting about this is the fact that they are not only trashing NFTs, the entire NFT space, they are trashing Marvel. Like, they're literally trashing Marvel. And Disney, by the way. And by the way, I mean, we ain't gonna use that as Disney confirmation, but you see they bunch them up. Like, people bunch them up. Like, the world sees that Veve has Disney. But we ain't gonna talk about that. Basically, at this point right here, they're saying that they're smarter than Marvel's legal teams, smarter than everybody Marvel has paid a ton of money, billions of dollars to probably, to do their research, due diligence, and really dive into what all this is. They think Marvel and Disney are the ones out of touch. So, I mean, let's look at Disney's track record historically. Is Disney really out of touch? How long has Disney been around? Like, are we talking about Disney is the one that's out of touch right now? So this is the thing that gets me about these guys writing these negative articles and the guys who choose not to educate themselves. It's like you're saying that you're smarter than Disney and everyone who works for them. You're smarter than Marvel and everyone who works for them. You see something that even the strongest licenses in the world can't see. It's not at all possible that there's something you're missing. Everybody else, so everybody at Disney and on their payroll, like, they're the ones who's missing it. This entire community, we're all missing it. Like, this is what people will literally say without realizing they're saying this, and it just makes them look stupid from the beginning. Like, you look dumb thinking that everyone is wrong and you're the one that's right. But I mean, let's keep reading. Being very careful not to use the words NFT and blockchain in their own messaging, Disney and Marvel used an NFT platform, one that specializes in this shit, having sold stuff from DC Comics previously. So he just goes to say DC Comics and their whole team missed everything as well. Like, so now you're saying that you're smarter than everybody at DC Comics as well. Like, DC, they're the ones who have it wrong now as well. It's like, This article is really ridiculous when you really dive into what's being said. You said you're smarter than Disney, you're smarter than Spider-Man, you're smarter than everyone in this community, you're smarter than everybody at DC Comics. Listen, I thought I was the only one with an ego around here, buddy. Like, come on now. But yeah. So basically, they said being very careful not to use the word NFT and blockchain in their own messaging. By the way, the biggest selling point of Veve is that it's bridging that gap. People are going to own NFTs and people are going to own and be a part of the crypto space and the blockchain and stuff like that. It's a new technology that is going to get used. It's going to get used because it is the best thing for the world to move to. It's the reason that they're not mentioning it is because Veve, the biggest selling point is that you don't have to know about it. Just know that when you buy something from Veve, you're getting the real shit. Like, they're not going to sit out here and say, oh, it's an NFT this, is an NFT that, because anyone logical and really smart about this understands that it does not matter that it's an NFT to the average consumer. The consumer does not need to know why in the technologies and the status on the blockchain. They don't need to know any of that. They need to know that this is a collectible from Marvel, it's verifiable, it's theirs, and it's valuable. That's all that they care about. They don't care about the fact that, oh, it's an NFT, it's on a blockchain, it's protected by this, it's going to Ethereum. Like, the average consumer don't give a shit about none of that. And Marvel is in touch enough to know that they don't need to know that. So, this is what people are not understanding. Like, this guy is making it seem like, oh, they didn't even tell everybody that it's an NFT. That's what he's making it seem like. Oh, it's a big deal. They didn't tell anybody that it's an NFT. No, the whole selling point of Veve is that it does not matter that it's an NFT. Veve handles all the behind the scenes crypto stuff that's going on. Like, so the consumer you keep it simple. Keep it simple. That's like trying to get somebody a computer and tell them to use the command line and you not like, y'all know the comparison I'm trying to make. I can't even really think of a way to compare it together right now, but when you go from using the mouse and the keyboard and really being able to just click on the app to having to type in command lines and do all this basically coding simply to use a computer. It's like the same thing. Switching from one thing to another. Times change. You make it more user-friendly. You make it more simple. People don't want to know all the complicated stuff. People just want it to work. They just want it to work and want to know that it works securely. Welcome to the blockchain. But yeah, he said Disney and Marvel use an NFT platform, one that specializes in this shit, having sold stuff from DC Comics previously, to sell what they called both a digital collectible and a digital statue. In truth, it was neither of those things. It was a crude 3D model of Spider-Man that released in 5 different poses, the cheapest of which sold for $40, while the rarest sold for $400. The tweet advertising these items really honestly said they were only available while supplies last, and people buying them were seriously told that delivery of the models would take up to 2 hours, and they sold out. So, I guess he's mad that this stuff is selling out. Like, obviously it's selling out. This is the beginning of the world changing right now. So he said, here's what the cheapest one looks like. So as you can see. Yep, same guy. If you're wondering what exactly you can do with these digital statues, it's pretty much nothing. This is a lie right here. Veve is not done building out its platform. You'll be able to do a lot with these guys. You'll be able to do a lot with these assets. And what exactly can you do with a comic book? Because if you actually are a collector, if you get to reading it, you're going to be devaluing your own asset. Like, what exactly can you do with anything that you collect? Because if you actually use them, they go down in value. So this argument is clearly coming from a perspective of someone who has no idea what they're talking about to begin with. So this is why it's important to do your due diligence. Otherwise, you write articles and be out here looking like a complete moron because everything that you say is wrong. Everything. So yeah. And also, obviously, we're not even going to talk about the Veveverse and all the stuff that these like that's planned to be able to do with these. We're not going to talk about mini games, and we're not going to talk about any of that because Marvel is really behind Veve. So as you know, like all those plans for mini games and stuff like that, if there's anyone that I would be sure is on board for stuff like that, it would be Marvel in my opinion, because they've been the most outspoken about Veve from the jump. So come on now. The platform hosting them will let you drop them in a virtual gallery, think PlayStation Home, only with even fewer users. And they can also be used as AR objects on your phone, and that's it. For up to $400. Yeah, like, you all can see how ridiculous this article is going to get. The idea that these are limited is laughable. The idea, like, so he just explained that he does not know what an NFT is, because everyone used the argument, oh, you can take a picture. Can you really, though? Can you really just take a picture and it's the same thing? Can you really have some random 3D artist design the exact same thing? And is it really the same thing, though? But yeah, the idea that these are limited is laughable. The idea that this is worth anything, let alone up to $400, is even funnier. Do you want to know the idea of a piece of cardboard with a freaking Pokemon sticker on it is worth anything? That's laughable, right? Like, this was the, you realize when Pokemon cards start selling, this was the article that was written by that one old head who didn't get with the times. Like, I know this, like, yo, somebody look it up for me. Like, somebody, like, this has to be researched. Look up, find this article from the Pokemon old head when Pokemon cards first start selling for crazy amounts. Because this exact article was written. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. When Pokemon cards start going, like, some cardboard with a sticker on it is going for this amount of money. I guarantee this has been written before. But, let's see. Google drops this kind of stuff on its own AR app for free all the time. Oh, Google drops NFTs from Marvel all the time? Verifiable NFTs from Marvel? Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know Google was that far ahead of the game. Like, maybe we should have been investing in Google. Well, obviously we should have been investing in Google. I'm just saying. But we live in a brain-wormed times. Please note that is more money than you would pay for an actual Hot Toy Spider-Man figure. Yes, it is, because Hot Toy Spider-Man figure isn't an NFT, buddy. It's not an NFT, but obviously this guy doesn't know what an NFT is. Oh, that was the article? I thought it was a little bit longer than that, but I guess that's pretty much it here. So, hold on, let's see. The crypto community's thinking I'm smart, being a colossal dumbass is fucking unmatched. The biggest suckers in the world thinking they're pulling Mensa shit. Yo, look at the world. Look what the world has to say about crypto people. That's crazy. It's like, I don't see, obviously being a crypto YouTuber, I don't see the other side very often. So it's actually interesting. Like, no wonder y'all always be out here fighting and stuff. Like, y'all always be out here defending the community and all that. To be fair, anyone who pays Mensa is also a sucker. You gotta pay Mensa? Let's see. It's pretty weird that people somehow think that cryptocurrency is the same as NFTs. These things have nothing in common except for how you buy one of them with the other. That's like saying all Visa users are dumb for buying brand new cars. Makes no sense. What? I guess. But anyway, let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. I just found this to be really interesting. And yeah, like this was actually pretty funny to me. I found it funny. Let me know what y'all think about this. It's like, I remember coming from that perspective. I feel like this is a thing where we all can remember coming from that perspective where it's like, what is this really? Why would this be valuable? What is this thing? This is one of those things where we all have been there already, and we've come from these skepticisms to actually understanding what's going on, what we're dealing with, and why it's valuable. And yeah, it's like, if you don't do the research, if you don't get the right information, then you're not going to understand whatsoever. But then when we're living in a digital age, you have people with all these collectibles, all these valuables and things like that. When we get to where we're going, and people start to understand what's happening, what's really happening, what's been happening right under their noses the whole time, you're going to have a lot of people regretting their decisions. But let me know what y'all think. That's just my opinion. Be sure to drop this thumbs up on the video. Subscribe to this channel if you're new and turn on notifications. And I will catch you all on the next one. Peace out, homies.